Action.
For that. Okay. You want to drive him into the bit. Give him the shoulder tap cue. Stick my finger way in there. Okay, so he doesn't bridle good. He's okay with you handling his ears though. Is he fly sprayed? Yes. Okay, I thought so. I thought I could smell it on him. Okay, so this is day 2 in the round pen. Well, it's his 3rd day, my 2nd day working with him. So went ahead and saddled him today. Oh, I need to sync my mic. Whoops. Okay, so went ahead and saddled him before we lunged him. I may need to take up this off billet, we'll see. I went ahead and also put on my full bar snaffle. It's really gentle, but just to get him, I wanted to see how he would handle the bit as far as wearing it, if he was gonna be gapping at the bit, to get an idea of how comfortable he is with one. I wanna get him used to wearing it prior to me riding with one. So that's the only reason I did that. We'll just go ahead and get started and see where he is today. And he didn't want me on his right side, so we're gonna start right. Whoop, I didn't mean to animate the flag quite that bad. I just didn't want you pulling away from me, buddy. So yeah, you notice his instinct was to immediately turn around and get me on his other side. And I don't want this horse to be reactive, so I'm gonna start real slow with him. Again, if he was lazier, if he was like Dish, then I would be already probably trotting him, so. Okay, I'm gonna disengage his hindquarters. And I intentionally went a little bit fast because I want him to not be so sensitive about that. I'm training the brain prior to training him physically, so I want him to think and not react. I knew he was gonna do that, and it was an opportunity for me to say, no, you don't have to take off. You can just turn and face up and hook on, look to me for guidance. There you go, see, he was better that time. I'm gonna let him trot a little bit. There he goes, he's like, oh man. Still using the rope because if I take this rope off, he's gonna turn away from me and I'm gonna have a hard time getting his attention. So kind of cheating a little bit, but it just makes my life easier here. There we go, good. So he's a little lighter on that pull than he was yesterday. So again, don't turn and then just make them take off. Turn and let them relax for a beat. That rewards them for hooking on and turning towards you. And then ask them to trot off. You want to keep everything calm. So Emerson just told me that prior to coming here, how did you say it? You didn't have a ton of colt starting experience other than with your ex-boyfriend who was he's a cowboy.
Real cowboy.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. So this is actually good for you to watch me do some of this too. No, you're doing a great job, but you'll pick up on little things.
Yeah. I did like to watch a lot of videos and like take tips from like Beth Ryan and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I never had somebody like teach me the ropes like in person.
And it's a whole nother thing applying it than it is watching it.
Right.
Just like anything, I mean, you see pro golfers out there making it look easy and then you go out there and try to hit a golf ball on a driving range and you're like, you're missing. Like, I don't play golf, so I'm terrible at it, but you still need to watch the pros because you'll still pick up on stuff, and then you need to practice applying it. Not that I consider myself a pro, but I'm not that bad. I'm always learning new stuff too. Let's go ahead and lope. Let's see if he bucks this time. Yep. Don't be a prick. Not as bad as yesterday. Would you agree? Piper loves it when they buck. Piper! Should have locked her up before I got started. Gotta love a healer. I don't want to pull in this rope because I want to move it out, so I'm having to walk with him. There you go, you big goober. There. There you go. Gosh, he looks like a stud because how thick his neck is. You look like a can of Pillsbury biscuits. You are stout. He's still tense. He's like, what's that? This horse is so not broke. I'm shocked she was riding him.
Me too. I want to know, like, if that's how he bucks under saddle. Like, if that's what you're saying.
I don't want to know. I want him to not buck under saddle. Don't jinx it, Emerson. I see what you're saying, though. Good boy. Much better with a lateral flexion today. Much better. Get stiff right here. Come on. You're not trying very hard. Come here. You're not trying very hard. There you go. Good. That's better. I'm going to tighten this stuff up here. And doing that gradually, make sure his skin's not wrinkled under that cinch. Oh boy. Okay, bend him again on this side. Might do a little jumpy here. He's like, what are you doing? Good boy. You're still not bending. There you go. Come on. There. He didn't want to bend so much on that side. So we'll do that again. There we go, good. So you're looking for 3 components there. The feet not moving, him bending, and then no tension in the rope, or very, very little, like where he's giving and you feel this thing lighten up in your hand. All right, gonna send you back to work again. He kind of wants to be a little dramatic, right? So, but I'm not gonna tiptoe around him. And a lot of people do that. Like if they're around a horse that's a little more high strung, they have a tendency to want to just tiptoe around them because they don't want to upset the horse. You're not doing that horse any favors. Like you need to act natural around him and just let them know that, hey, you're the one making a big deal out of it, not me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Otherwise, you're just reinforcing that and telling them that they have something to be tense about. Okay, random flag. Well, that was pretty good. So I do that every once in a while too, just to make sure he knows that's nothing to be afraid of. And like I've said in previous videos, you're teaching horse training essentially, when you break it down, is teaching them what to respond to and what to ignore, okay? So I'm teaching him to ignore this, but respond to this. Ooh, that was nice. That was really nice. I didn't say take off. No, there you go. Good boy. You gotta get through right here to the brain. Good boy, okay? And they don't like it usually under their chin right here. They can't see it real well, or above their ears. So you wanna make sure that you're exploring that area too. If he was like really boogering at this, I might slow it down. He's handling it pretty good though. There you go, good boy. So I pointed and asked him to send off, and his first response to that was come towards me. And I had to say, no, move away from me. So that tells me that he's kind of been a little bit on top of his owner, kind of maybe pushing her around on the ground a little bit. So that's why he did that, is because he had learned that he could. That's typically not something a horse that's never been handled would do. I'm okay with him moving out right now, even though I didn't ask him to. I want to go ahead. If he's got energy, he's got some nervous energy, we'll work some of this off. And again, spending a whole lot more time to the right, because he doesn't want me in his right eye. And that'll help balance him out. And then we're gonna get the tarp out, woohoo! Then it'll get real exciting. If you liked this video and want to see more content just like this, in that little description box below, go to our Patreon page. You can subscribe for as little as $5 a month, and there's 3 different levels to choose from. Besides that, the interns kind of need a little bit of extra money. They're just a bunch of poor college kids. Right, Emerson?
I haven't eaten today.
So if you would, check out our Patreon page. We hope to see you there.
We're about to get a bronc, maybe.
I know, in the middle of all this.
Fucking around. I haven't eaten.
Okay. Good boy. Captain over there beating on the salt block. Good boy. Okay. See, every time I send him off, he's just a little worried. You know what I mean? This horse is giving me every indication that he is not safe to ride. Yet. But definitely making progress. He's pretty worried. And he does favor that right lead, I've noticed. There we go. Crossfire in the back again. There we go. Okay. Now I'll do a little more hip control. Good. Just asking him to move his hip. Not your front end. Good. Good. So you want control of their feet, like Clinton Anderson said, forward, backwards, left, and right. So you ought to be able to also like disengage your hindquarters while pivoting their front end before you ride them. There's a botfly after them too. I hate those things. There we go, good. He was pretty light right there. Good. Now. Good. I think we're ready for the tarp, Emerson. What do you think? So I think he's ready for the tarp. What do you think?
Yeah.
He did really good with the activity ball yesterday. Ask him to lope one more time. Good boy. I was kind of getting onto him a little bit with the flag whenever he was bucking, but not to the point where I was scaring him. Like, I don't want to scare him, but I do want to get his attention and let him know, hey, knock it off, don't do that. You know what I mean? You don't want to let him buck, but you don't want to scare him either. And sometimes if that horse is really scared, you're not going to be able to get him to stop bucking. And at that point, you just have to kind of let him work it out. Now, I wasn't paying attention because I was talking, and he stopped in that corner. And all these horses, I know from experience, like to stop in that corner, and I have trouble when I'm riding them, getting them to keep going right there. So I'm gonna have him lope again and then stop him on the opposite side of the pen. Like over here. There, good. Come on. Getting some sticky feet. Yeah, I can wake you up. If you want me to, I'm happy to. Wanting to go backwards there. So I'm going to increase the pressure here. I'm not going to tiptoe around him. I do not want him going backwards when I change direction. So disengage that hind quarter, point it away from you. Send him the other way. He's kind of still wanting to go backwards, isn't he? So we're going to do a little bit of work here on that. Try to fix it. I'm getting so much dust in my teeth. Okay, good. Good. He's wanting to pull through that rope, so I got onto him for it there. Want to hide in that corner, you see that? Okay, that's what we're trying to fix. I want hips. Get the hip, There, good. No, now he's wanting to run off. Forward. If you don't get that horse going forward, they're gonna buck when you get on him. Hips, shoulders. Good. So when I'm pointing and sending him away, especially going this direction, he doesn't really respond. He just kind of stands there for a minute, and I have to use the flag to get after him, and then he starts backing up because he doesn't have a lot of forward motion. So hips, okay, shoulders, good, much better. He didn't hesitate near as bad right there. Good boy. Can't train a horse without life in the feet. Good, good, shoulders. See, right there. Because he doesn't want me on this eye. That's one of the reasons he's doing that. And it's also just kind of a lack of respect too. Okay, good, handled that well. Pet, pet, pet. Any questions, Emerson? Is this making sense? I have such a habit of asking 2 questions at one time. And I try not to, but I do it constantly. Like, that's gotta be frustrating for other people, you know what I mean? I didn't do it there. Hips. Go. See, I'm pointing that arm and he's just standing there. You're not going backwards. There, now we're going forward. Sideways isn't forward. It's not backwards, but you still want forward. Okay? This is more important than the tarp, by the way. Which is why I'm spending the time on this that it needs.